question has been long overdue. What gets you the rank in NEETUG? Coaching institutes or self-study? And let's finally answer this question. Hello everyone, I am Dr. Sammidas. Welcome back to my channel. I did my UG from AIMS Bhubaneswar and I am currently pursuing my junior residency in pediatrics from PHI Chandigarh. And I don't even remember what ranks I had gotten during my undergraduate examination. I'll ask my dad because he has a small diary in which he writes down all my ranks and accomplishments so that it becomes easier for him to brag about it to others. I'll put those on the screen later on. And honestly, in hindsight, I don't think what ranks I got were important. What matters is you study hard, you get a decent rank, you get admitted to a decent medical college, you study hard there, you become a doctor and you treat patients. And I remember I had gotten decent ranks and I get asked a lot by you all, by my school juniors. My parents get asked a lot by their relatives, colleagues, friends about what was my approach for these examinations. What did I do differently to get those ranks? Did I eat anything different? Was I an alien? And no people, I'm just a normal human being like you all. And here in this video, I'll share my approach to those examinations and what I think worked out for me. So let's get back to the backstory a bit. I was a student of Kendriya Vidyalaya, was a sincere student. I had good attendance. I used to listen to classes. Teachers used to love me. Was a people pleaser then as I am now. Anyway, I used to be very attentive in classes. I used to read NCERT books. During my 11th and 12th class, I joined Akash Institute offline during the weekdays, and my typical day used to start at 5. I used to wake up at 5, get ready, and my home was very far away from the school, so I used to go board the school bus at around 6:30 and reach school by 7:30 or 8, depending on whether it was summer or winter. Classes used to be till 1:30 or 2. And then Akash Institute was also very far away from my school. So my dad used to come pack my lunch. I used to eat either in the school playgrounds or at a friend's house. And then I used to reach Akash by 3:30. Attend classes from 4. Even there I used to try to write down notes, try to concentrate, but it was a failed attempt most days. At least I used to write down whatever they were saying. And at 8, our classes used to end. I used to reach home by 9. And then the real struggle began. I used to really try hard to squeeze in a little amount of time, a little amount of self-studying time. My mom used to feed me during those days so that I could read a bit more. And by 10, I used to be so exhausted that I used to sleep. That's how my weekdays were. Akash used to happen 3 days a week. And for the remaining 3 days plus Sunday, I used to come back by 3, sleep till 5, and then study from 5 till 10. That was my self-studying. That was what my schedule was. Let's talk about coaching institutes. They have their advantages and drawbacks. Let's talk about the advantages first. Number 1, they have a structured approach. Coaching institutes work because they have a plan. It's not all bullshit, because if it were, then it wouldn't have become this popular. They have a plan, they have a way of helping you out with their own schedule, with their tests and all that. And that is something that is an advantage if you join a coaching institute. Secondly, teachers experienced in solving MCQs. Coming from a small town, I had a lot of difficulty finding teachers who were good with MCQs. Our teachers in my town as well as at my school were very good with their concepts. They knew their matter, but they were not very efficient with MCQs. They knew how to derive an answer, but they didn't know how to solve it in a minute. And honestly, during these entrance examinations, it doesn't matter if you can derive a formula. Definitely helped me clear my board examinations, and it made me feel good that I knew the concepts. But when it comes to MCQs, you have to solve it as fast as you can. So definitely teachers experienced in solving MCQs was a plus point. Number 3, it helped me with the regular tests. And like I have said this, even for the MBBS students who are preparing for the NEET PG examination, giving regular tests is important. It helps you know where you stand, and the institutes provided me with a schedule plan to give these regular tests. And lastly, it provided me with a competitive environment which I didn't get elsewhere if I was studying on my own. The people who were there with me in that class all wanted to get into an MBBS college. So the environment, the peer group was something that these institutes provided me with. Now coming to the drawbacks, of course there are lots of drawbacks, the most important being how expensive these institutes are. I have been lucky, very privileged, and I don't deny my privilege in this, that was not an issue for me. I had gotten a scholarship on top of that, so I accept my privilege in that, but that was not an issue. Secondly, they are very time consuming. As you have heard about my daily schedule, I rarely had time for myself. I rarely had time to sit down and relax. So that was something that I felt the coaching institutes lacked in. Now what worked for me regarding institutes is, number 1, I am a type of personality. I do very well with deadlines. I like having scheduled to-do lists, like you are already knowing by my previous videos. So the schedule, the structured plan of these institutes was something which was really important. I am not a very disciplined person. I get distracted very often, but having a deadline is what keeps me focused. Secondly, I thrive a lot in a competitive environment. I'm a very competitive person, and I'm trying to change that a bit now, but so I thrive in those environments. So that is why coaching institutes worked out for me. Coming to self-studying, there are advantages here too. The biggest one is that it's very affordable. There's no money constraints here. Secondly, it's very feasible with respect to your time, with respect to your money. So all that is an advantage. Secondly, you can focus on things that you are weak in, on the topics that you are weak in. It's very customizable, and that's an advantage, I think. The disadvantages are that you have to be very disciplined. You need to have your own plan. You need to be very focused, motivated on your own, and you don't get to find out where you stand because the environment around is not competitive. How I used to structure my plan was that I knew what I was weak in. I was very weak in physics, so I used to spend a considerable amount of time during the week for physics. I didn't read the NCERT book for physics. I used to attend classes, listen to that, and then come back and solve MCQs from the Akash manual, from Arihant physics book, from Dinesh. I didn't solve the HC Verma because I was not smart enough to do that, but that is also one resource. For chemistry, I used to read what they taught in the institute, come back and read NCERT. Especially for organic chemistry, NCERT is a great resource. Following that, I used to solve MCQs from the Akash manual, followed by the Dinesh book. For biology, again, I used to attend classes in Akash, read whatever they have taught there, whatever notes I had made there, come back and read NCERT book. I didn't solve many MCQs in biology, but I used to read. What finally I think worked out for me was that I didn't depend solely on the coaching institute. I didn't solely depend on self-studying and NCERT books. I found a middle path for myself. And the key here is not the institute, not the books. It doesn't matter where you go, how you study. What matters is that you study. The key word here is studying. I used to squeeze in even a little bit of time that I used to get. I used to go to Akash on my father's scooty, and I used to open a book and sit there and study. Not advisable. Don't do that. Very dangerous, but I used to do that. So what matters at the end is that you study. The institute, the books, the process, it doesn't matter. What matters is you put in the hard work. You sit down every day, grind day in and day out, and you study. This was a very long overdue video. I was very skeptical to make this because the videos I watched on YouTube, my friends, my seniors, some of them, they all hated coaching institutes. But I had a different approach. I had a different experience. I had attended an institute and I had derived benefit from that. So I thought if I say that out on this platform, I would be getting a lot of backlash stating that I'm promoting institutes. But what I analyzed and what I realized from my own case was that world is not black and white. There are tons of shades of gray. What worked out for me was that I blended in institute help and studying on my own NCRT, and I found out a middle path for me. You have to blend in all the different resources you have for yourself and find out a blended formula for yourself, a gray formula for yourself. And that's what worked for me, and hopefully that will work for you too. That's it for today's video. I don't consider myself as a teacher. I'm just a student who has gone through everything that you are going through now a few years back. And I think sharing my experience and how I did it might help you figure out how you should be doing it, how you can customize your own plan. Hit the like button if you like the content and if it added a little bit of value to your life, and share it with your friends. Also, comment down below if you have any strong opinion about coaching institutes or self-studying, and let's keep the conversation rolling. Also, I read each one of your comment, so put down ideas that you want me to make, videos that you want me to make, and I'll surely try to make those. Subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon because I post videos every Sunday at 11 AM and you won't miss those videos. Also, you subscribing to my channel gives me a lot of positive boost to continue making these videos despite my busy residency. Also, watch my video on time management. You might like it. That's it for today's video. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.